When the bell rings, everything fades. The critics, the cameras, the noise. What's left is instinct. The same instinct that built a champion from nothing. Will this fight define Tank's legacy, or blur it? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure. Gervonta Davis is a rare breed of fighter. One who embraces chaos, turns pain into purpose, and fights not for glory, but for survival. Because for Tank Davis, the ring isn't home. It's war. This was Ringside Legends, where every punch tells a story, and every legend leaves blood on the canvas. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Gervonta Tank Davis and his savage transformation ahead of the Jake Paul fight, make sure to like, subscribe, and join us for the next round, where we bring the untold stories of boxing's greatest warriors. Dana White put it best, boxing isn't dying. It's evolving. You either adapt or disappear. And Tank, he's adapting fast. This fight may not make sense on paper, but it might be the smartest business move of his career. As the cameras roll and social media explodes, Tank withdraws. He becomes silent, focused. His circle shrinks to a few trusted trainers and family. No mind games. No drama. Just preparation. Every night, he visualizes the fight. The walkout, the crowd, the sound of gloves colliding. He sees himself standing over Jake Paul, and the silence that follows. Tank's not fighting for fame. He's fighting for inner peace. Jake Paul, the influencer who became a fighter. Loved by fans, hated by purists, but undeniably a showman who sells fights like no one else. With 12 wins and 7 KOs, Jake brings power and pressure. And he's used to being the bigger man. Experts like Daniel Cormier call the matchup a mismatch, claiming Jake's weight advantage could make this fight borderline unsafe. But controversy fuels pay-per-view numbers, and Tank knows it. This isn't just about fighting Jake Paul. It's about taking control of the narrative. If Tank beats him, he destroys the influencer illusion once and for all. If he loses, boxing itself takes the hit. Either way, the world will be watching. Once upon a time, boxing was about belts and legacy. Now, it's about moments and views. Traditionalists hate it. But modern fighters embrace it, because visibility is power. Gervonta Davis isn't just a boxer anymore. He's a brand. A movement. A voice for a generation that grew up online. But what the critics miss is the psychology behind Tank's decisions. He's no longer fighting for validation, he's fighting for freedom. Financial, mental, and emotional. Tank has said before, sometimes I just need to fight to feel alive again. This isn't about the fans. It's about proving to himself that he still owns the fire that made him who he is. Behind the knockouts lies a human story most people ignore. Gervonta Davis grew up fighting, not for belts, but for survival. He didn't have options. He had boxing gloves. Even now, with millions in the bank and global fame, he fights with the same desperation as that kid from Baltimore. Tank once said, "Boxing saved my life. But sometimes, it's the same thing that breaks me." Every punch he throws carries memories of that struggle. Every victory is a message to his younger self. That the pain wasn't for nothing. And that's why, even in glory, Tank still trains like he's broke. Because hunger is what built. This isn't the same Tank who fought Leo Santa Cruz or Ryan Garcia. This is Tank 2.0, heavier, hungrier, and built for destruction. Behind the quiet voice and soft smile lives a storm. Tank's coaches describe him as calm chaos. He doesn't shout. He doesn't boast. He just executes. Every camp, Tank tests himself against bigger, stronger men. Sparring partners outweighing him by 30, sometimes 40 pounds. They come in with confidence, they leave with bruises. When Tank trains, pain is part of the plan. He leans into it, thrives off it, absorbs it. To him, pressure is fuel. This mindset is what separates contenders from killers. Tank isn't training to survive the ring. He's training to dominate it. The fight world is divided. Some call it a joke, a money grab. Others call it genius. Clarissa Shields questioned, why risk legacy for clout? Why not fight Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, or Teofimo Lopez instead? Every round starts with forward pressure. His trainers know the mission: survive the early size difference, then turn the ring into a phone booth. Because once Tank is inside, no man alive enjoys what happens next. People look at Gervonta Davis and see a small man. But small doesn't mean weak. In truth, Tank is built like a tank, compact, thick, explosive. He walks around at 160 pounds naturally. When he cuts to 135, he's not losing muscle, he's compressing power. Every fighter who's shared the ring with him says the same thing: he feels like a heavyweight when he lands. His arms are short but deadly. That's why his hooks travel faster than the eye can follow. When he lands, it's not just speed, it's torque, precision, and muscle density all working together. One look at his latest training footage tells the story. His physique has evolved. More muscle. More definition. More danger. Welcome back to Ringside Legends. Tonight, we step into the war room of one of boxing's most explosive champions. Gervonta "Tank" Davis. A fighter born in Baltimore's toughest streets, a man who turned survival into power, pain into precision, and anger into artistry. Now, the world watches as Tank prepares for a fight that no one saw coming. A showdown with social media megastar and polarizing figure, Jake Paul. To the critics, it's a circus. To Tank, it's another battlefield. Because for him, every fight is personal. This isn't just training, it's transformation. In the heart of his camp, a new pattern emerges. Each punch, short, sharp, precise, slamming into the body. Tank's coaches repeat the same command: go to the body, and don't stop. It's the oldest rule in combat: break the body, and the head will follow. But Tank takes it to another level.